Last one. Now, our next one, we're gonna add a lengthen of the leg. So you're gonna take that leg up to start, extend the leg out, pull it back in, and release. We have 5 like this, again for 2. So you have to hold that lift as you extend the leg out, pull in and lower.
It's Rashida and Marshall. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If it's your first time, welcome. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all future workouts, dance tutorials, wellness chats, and all that good stuff. And for those who are returning, as I say in every video, thank you so much for your support, for continuing to watch the videos that I'm sharing, and I hope you enjoy what I have for you today. So we're going to be going into a quick Pilates burn for legs and glutes. Every exercise that we do in this flow is going to target the butt, the legs. That's going to be our only focus. So it's not going to be a full Pilates flow, but if this is something that you'd like to add to the end of a routine or in the mix of one of your workouts or whatever the case is, then this is perfect if you're looking to target those areas. So the only prop that you're going to need is a loop band. So whatever tension works best for you. I have a heavy tension, just so that I have a good amount of resistance and really challenge the moves that we'll be using it for. But you can definitely go lighter if you want, or if you want to go to an extra heavy or extreme band, depending on what your goals are right now, you can always go heavier. So we're going to start with some bridge variations, and we're going to work ourselves onto our sides, into kneeling, and then we're going to finish standing for this routine. So let's go ahead and get started. So you can bring yourself onto your back. So actually, before you do, go ahead and put the band on. So we're going to place it around the legs, and then we're placing it above the knees. All right, go ahead and reach the arms out, round yourself down with control. Once you're there, palms are pressing into the mat. Go ahead and draw the feet in a little closer. Let's go into our first set of bridge variations to start. So now from here, you're going to go ahead and find the lift up to the ceiling. Inhale, hold it, take both the legs out into the band. We come back and lower. And then again for 2, lift, press into the band as the legs space apart, come back in with control and release. Again for 3. And then 4. Really feel the glutes engaged as you press up to the ceiling. We have 4 more. Again here for 3. Last 2, lift, take the legs out, in and lower. Last one, and down. Now lift back up, hold it, take just the right leg out against the band. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We go over to the left side. Really try to keep that leg steady, that's not moving. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back onto the mat with control. We have 1 more variation before we switch from here. We're going to take it into some single leg lift and lower. So now we're going to start with both feet down. When you're ready, go ahead and lift. Now you're going to float your left leg off the mat, holding it just in tabletop, and then go ahead and lower and lift here for 6. Press up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay lifted, just switch the legs, and then take it into 6 here. We lower and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower your right leg, and then round back down onto the mat. Take it into a set of windshield wipers very quickly there. All right. So now we're going to go ahead, draw the knees in towards you. All right, we're going to move the band. We'll come back to it in just a little bit. So you can sit that off to the side and now turn over onto the right side of the body. We're going to take it into some clam variation. So we're going to start with the knees drawn in towards each other slightly. Knees are stacked, ankles are stacked, resting the head on the palms of the hands. And then we're going to go ahead and find our lift here. Keep those ankles together and lower. Again for 2. And 3, very small lift. And lift 4. 4 more.
3, last 2, and 1. Good. Now we're going to go into our high clam, floating the legs off of the ground, the ankles there, and now lift that top leg again for 8, 7, 6, 5, very controlled, keep the side body engaged, 3, last 2, and 1. Good. Lower down, and now lengthen the legs out, take that top leg, hook the foot along the back of the knee, and then lower the knee all the way down of that top of that lifted leg. Now you're going to take it into another clam variation here, lifting all the way from the ground and up, and then back down. Again for 2, and lift for 3, and 4, feel the burn, 4 more, and down, 3, 2, and then for 1. Good. Now from here, take that top leg, you're going to take it to meet the bottom leg, lengthening it out, float it up just to hip height. You're reaching through the heel, and actually point the toe for this one, so you're pointing the toe. And now you're going to take that top leg, float it forward, down, and tap, and then lift and tap behind you. Again for 2. So taking a half circle like movement here, and then for 3, and 3. So go to whatever distance the upper body doesn't start to rock forward or back. So it might be a small movement, and that's okay. Let's do 2 more. Good. Last one. And then from here, bring the leg back to where it was, hip height. Now reach through the heel, small circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse, back around, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Whew. Just let that leg fall over. Get a nice release there. And now we're going to turn onto the front of the body. Let's do some heel beats very quickly before we go over to the other side. So bringing yourself down, stacking the palms, forehead resting on the back of the hands. Let's go ahead and bring the feet together in our V stance. Float the legs up off the mat. We tap the heels here in center. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, lift a little higher. Again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We pause, lift a little higher, really engage the glutes. Last set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen the legs as you lower down. And then from there, we're going to take it over to the other side. So I'm going to press myself up, sweep the legs over, and then let's get set to go into our clam. So we have the head resting on the palm, knees are together, side body engaged. And let's go ahead and start with lifting that top leg here for 8. Very controlled. And lift for 7. And lift 6. And 5. Good. Last 4 here. 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. Now go ahead and float the feet off of the mat. Let's go into our high clam. Again, we lift for 8. 7. Lift 6. And 5. Very controlled. 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. We rest the legs down. Now lengthen out the legs. Let me move up a little bit here. You're going to take that top leg now. Again, hook the foot behind the knee of the leg that's extended. And now let's go ahead and lift fully off of the ground here. So moving through a greater range of motion. For 2, 3, 4. Very controlled here. Last 4. And lift 3. Exhale down. For 2 and 1. Good. Extend your leg out. Now you're going to float it up to hip height. The toe is pointed, and we're going to take it into that half circle movement. Float the leg forward and tap, up, round, back, and tap. Again for 2. Keeping upper body very controlled. And then for 3. All right, continue flowing through this. Last 2 and 2, 1 and 1. We're almost done. Bring that leg back to its center position. Reach through the heel, and then we take it into our circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pause and reverse. Back around. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower that leg. Go ahead and turn onto your back. Let's take a quick figure 4 stretch before we go on to all fours. So crossing one leg in front of the other, pulling in towards you very quickly here. All right, and then we're going to take it over to the other side. Crossing, pulling the legs in if that feels okay. All right, now from there, go ahead and come out of your stretch. You can turn over onto one side just to press you up. And then we're gonna place our palms down, knees are down, and let's go ahead and place your band on as well. So I should have said that before we got onto all fours. So let's go ahead and place that on first. All right, and then once you're ready, we meet back on all fours. So let's take it into a hip abduction variation here. So now we're gonna start with our right leg. We're gonna float the leg out to the side and then slowly lower. So let's take it through 5 like this, then we'll add on. Last 3 and release. Again for 2 and down. Last 1. Now, our next one, we're gonna add a lengthen of the leg. So you're gonna take that leg up to start, extend the leg out, pull it back in, and release. We have 5 like this. Again for 2. So you have to hold that lift as you extend the leg out, pull in and lower. 2 more. Last one. And then we rest. Really good. And now we're going to continue to work with that right leg. Let's go into some donkey kick variations. So you're going to float the leg behind you, pressing the heel up, and then we lower the knee. Again for 2. Lift, press the heel to the ceiling, and lower. Again for 3. And then for 4, full length. Let's go into 4 more. And then for 3. Last 2, press. Last 1. And now we lower, lift 1 more time, take it into pulses up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower down, maybe press over to the right hip very quickly. A nice stretch. And then we're going to come back up. Let's go to our left leg. I'm just going to turn here. All right. Now, starting with those abductions to begin, 5 with just the lift of the knee. So when you're ready, we take that leg out and then lower with control. Again for 2. And lift for 3. 2 more. Last 1. Good. Now we add the length of the leg. We take the leg up, extend, pull in, and release. Again for 2. All right, and then 3. Really work to not let that tension pull your leg down. 1 more. And then lower with control. Really good. Now into our donkey kicks here. Let's go into 8, then we finish with pulses. Float that leg up, stamp the ceiling, and lower. Again for 2. And then 3. And pressing up for 4. Here we go. 4 more. And lift 3. Work against the band. Last 2. Last 1. We take the leg back up to the ceiling. We pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower that left leg. Push over to the left side to get your stretch. And now we're going to prepare to come onto our feet. So I'm going to turn again. So I'll come up standing on this end of the mat. Now from here, tuck the toes, lift the hips. All right, pressing back through the heels, maybe getting a quick stretch there. Walk the palms in towards you as we prepare to round ourselves up to standing. Slowly stacking the spine, shoulders stay drawn down. The head is the last thing to come up. All right, and then once we're in our upright position, let's go ahead and step to the middle of the mat.
And we're gonna go into some squat walk side to side, and then we'll have some releve and some other leg movements here. So we're gonna have the feet in our parallel position. Let's go ahead and sit back on the heels. Those arms are lifted, and then we're just stepping out and in. So we're staying low here. Work against the band for 3 and 3. Good. For 4, keep the chest lifted. Last 4 and 4. Again for 3 and 3. Good. Last 2 and 2. Last ones. 1 and 1. Good. And then we come all the way up, straighten through the legs. Let's take it into one more variation of squats before we stay in straight leg variations. So now you're gonna go ahead and again, press back. We're gonna take 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. So pressing onto the heels as you sit back. We step forward, 1, 2, back 3, 4, and lift. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, press up. Again, and lift. One more, starting with our right leg, and then we'll switch. And then up. Good. Now 4 more. Start with that left leg going forward. And then we're standing again. And lift. Last 2. And squeeze. Last one. And then we are up. Good. All right. One last variation here. Now you're going to stay standing on one leg. So we're going to place the weight on our left leg to begin. And we're going to move that right leg. Hands on the hips. You're going to take that leg out in front. All right. And we're taking it into rotations here. Sweep the leg around. Work against the band. Squeeze behind you. Sweep it out. And then lower in place. Again, we lift the leg up. Sweep around, around, around. Squeeze behind. Draw the leg back as you reverse and lower. We have 6 on each leg. Stay tall. 3 more. Standing leg is staying strong. All right, last 2. You float the leg up. Take the leg around. Squeeze, reverse, and lower. Last one. And then in, and then down. Good. I'm going to turn here as we go over to our left leg. Same thing as you stay tall. All right, go ahead and shift the leg out in front, and then we take it into that rotation, out, around, behind us, squeeze, and then reverse and down. Again for 2. And then back, and then in. Again for 3. Feel free to place a hand on something if you find that balance is a little shaky as you go through this, no worries. 3 more. And down. Last 2. All right, and then here's our last one as we take the leg up, sweep around, back in, and down. Whew. Shake the legs out there. Go ahead and take the band off very quickly. We're not going to do a full stretch, but we'll incorporate one stretch here very fast. So now you're going to go ahead and take a forward fold as you round down. All right, now you're going to keep your left leg straight. Your right knee is bent and your right hand is down on the mat. And you're going to twist towards your left side. So take your left arm up, look toward the fingers. You should get a nice stretch along the left side there. All right, go ahead and float that arm down, and then we switch. So now you're bending the left knee, the left hand is down, and twist over to your right as you look to the right fingers. All right, and then we lower from there. Just take a nice release as you compress the body, folding more in toward the legs. And then slowly start to bring yourself up, drawing the belly in, stacking the spine. 1 vertebrae at a time as we lift. Shoulders draw down. The head is the last thing to come up. And we are done. Whew, all right. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Again, a Pilates burn that focused on the glutes and the legs, just taking some exercises that you may be familiar with from a mat class, and then of course just some other exercises and piecing it together to really specify and work those areas. So hopefully it was effective and beneficial for you, and a routine that you can come back to and visit whenever you find that you need to work those areas a little bit more. So thank you as always for joining me and for working along with me. I can't wait to share another video with you all soon. So until then, you all have a good one. Bye.